The Super Mario Bros. Movie has finally come out, and fans are rightfully making speculations as to the potential future for the franchise. With that said, there are some sequel ideas we're fonder of than others, leading us to explore the different possibilities in this video today. I'm Kyle with Wicked Binge, and these are the Super Mario Bros. Movie sequel ideas we love and hate. And real quick, some spoilers for the first Mario movie are ahead. With that said, let's get right into the sequel ideas. One popular sequel speculation is that the second Mario Bros. Movie will take plot elements from Luigi's Mansion. Luigi is undoubtedly one of the most popular characters in Mario history, so we're willing to bet most people wouldn't mind a sequel all about him. Luigi himself has a character arc built for a feature film to begin with. While Mario is more naturally heroic, Luigi is much shyer, although equally capable when he musters up the courage.
You just got Luigi!
This makes a Luigi-focused sequel sound like a good idea to us, especially when looking at the lore of his spin-off series. Not only would Professor Egad be a very fun contribution to the cast of characters, King Boo would certainly make for one threatening villain. So personally, we love this idea. Mario took on the role of saving Luigi from captivity this time around, so it feels natural for Luigi to return the favor. But let's hope that a Luigi-focused sequel focuses on his mansions instead of taking elements from Mario is Missing. One theory we believe is highly likely is a Donkey Kong spin-off film. Donkey Kong certainly plays a major role in the first movie, with Cranky and the other Kongs joining Mario. This has led many to speculate that we're gearing up for a Donkey Kong spin-off movie that takes inspiration from the Country series. This would likely indicate that King K. Rool and the Kremling army are lurking out in the seas somewhere, ready to challenge Donkey Kong on his home turf.
Now you die.
King K. Rool's motivation could be anything from stealing the Kong's banana horde to blowing up their island, as the demented crocodile's schemes vary a lot from game to game. There's also a good chance he'll end up taking one of the primates hostage, as he's done on several occasions. Personally, we like this idea. The Donkey Kong series certainly has a lot of material to work with given its amount of fun characters and setting. One thing's for sure, Illumination's CG interpretation of the Kong Islands will look a heck of a lot better than it did in the 90s cartoon. Another possibility is that Mario and Luigi could enter a dream realm in the second film. The concept of delving into dreams is the focus of two different Mario games, those being Super Mario Bros. 2 and Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Because of this, it is theoretically possible for a Mario movie to explore said concept, possibly using elements from those two titles.
What is this place?
This would even kind of make sense thematically, considering the follow-up to Super Mario Bros. 2 was the follow-up to the original game, at least for us English speakers. Personally, we do like this idea, but we can't say we love it. Adding this type of mind-bending concept may overcomplicate a children's movie, and this isn't Inception after all, and a sequel might do better if it builds off the already established storyline from the first film. Still, even the outside possibility of seeing Wart as a villain would be kinda cool enough to change our tunes if it were to happen. One idea we've heard is that the Mario movie sequel will be a sports movie parody or tribute. This might seem ridiculous, but let's think about it. Mario is best known for his platformers, but really this series has been all over the place in terms of genre. One of the most prominent recurring spin-offs involves the cast participating in various sports events, from baseball to golf, soccer, tennis, basketball, and more. And a sequel movie could potentially take cues from films like The Mighty Ducks, The Sandlot, or other sports movies. And just saying this out loud, no, we really hate this idea.
Oh my god, okay.
We won't act like it has no potential, but this definitely sounds like a big shark jumping moment, if it were to come to fruition. Maybe we'll see some characters playing sports in upcoming sequels, but to make that the focal point of a story sounds like a terrible idea. Even after all the events that unfolded in the film, there is an outside chance that Mario and Bowser could team up in a subsequent installment. Despite having gone against each other many times, any fan of the long-running game series knows that Bowser and Mario have been willing to put their differences aside to achieve a mutual goal. This includes Super Mario RPG, Super Paper Mario, and in several instances during the Mario and Luigi series. Due to this, it's not totally outside the realm of possibility that Mario and Bowser could retain the same teamwork for a sequel to take down a bigger, much more threatening force of evil. Personally, we actually really like this idea. As much as we love Bowser, Nintendo sometimes forgets he doesn't always have to be the antagonist in the Mario series, especially when there are other established established villains like Donkey Kong, Wario, Tatanga, and Warp, not to mention the plethora of villains shown in the RPG games. We'd love to see Mario face off against a different threat in another film, while still finding a way to weave Bowser into the plot, as long as they can still go back to being enemies afterwards. A Bowser and Mario team-up film would actually be a lot of fun, and still in spirit of the games. Along with a Donkey Kong spin-off, people have gone further to speculate that we could be leading up to a Super Smash Bros. Cinematic universe. Ever since Marvel produced the first Avengers movie, cinematic universes have become a huge part of the film industry. While this hasn't exactly worked out in a lot of cases, The Mummy 2017, we're looking at you. Other studios have continued to try doing this, seeing the obvious money, or story potential this could have. Nintendo themselves actually got on this crossover trend way before superhero films did back when they released Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. With that in mind, we could see more standalone films centering on Zelda, Metroid, Kirby, and Pokemon that could all plant the scenes for a huge Avengers-style Smash Bros. Story. Personally, we have mixed feelings on this idea. Seeing all of our favorite characters teaming up to take down Master Hand and Crazy Hand does sound good on paper, but there are so many complications that can come from not planning something like this out properly. Just ask DC. The prospect of seeing more of our favorite games certainly is tempting, but moderation may lead to better results in the long run. We know that we're talking about sequel ideas here, but another path a Mario movie could take would be a prequel based around Yoshi's Island. We already know that Yoshi's Island is a real location in the film series, so this could potentially lead to a flashback movie that follows up the Yoshis taking care of Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. It might sound far-fetched, but we actually think that the Illumination team would be really down for this. Based on the Minions series, they already enjoy constructing prequel stories in the first place, so if Nintendo gave them the green light, they would probably jump at the opportunity to do the same to Mario. You could even call it the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, Yoshi's Island, as a reference to the original Super Mario World title. We really like this idea, in fact, we love it. The Yoshis are very sweet and adorable, which works well with Illumination's style, and the potential of Kamek taking on the role of the main mastermind would be a really cool change of pace. If that's not enough to convince the filmmakers, we should also point out the amount of Yoshi merchandise that you could sell would be staggering, which may persuade them to hatch this plan. That said, they would have to get pretty creative with their writing to make this plotline fit in with the already established Super Mario Bros. Movie. Another idea people have tossed around is that a Mario movie sequel could potentially be set in space. The obvious games to point to for this would be Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which featured the plumber going planet hopping. This isn't the only time Mario and friends have found themselves in the final frontier, as games such as Super Mario Land 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Party 2, and Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door also saw the characters travel amongst the stars.
I fear nothing.
It certainly isn't outside the realm of possibility, and could lead to the introduction of Rosalina, which would be kinda cool. We have somewhat mixed feelings about this idea, but we do lean more towards liking it. Our apprehension comes from just how many movie franchises have failed while taking their characters into space. If you need proof, take a look at the space-based sequels for Friday the 13th, Leprechaun, The Muppets, The Brave Little Toaster, Critters, and many more. Still, the potential of seeing Rosalina makes us at least somewhat interested in seeing the plot device carried out. Some people have suggested that a Super Mario Bros. Movie sequel could potentially take a lot of cues from the Super Mario Land series. To be clear, we're not really talking about Super Mario 3D Land. We're specifically referring to Super Mario Land 1 and 2 on the Game Boy. As odd as these games were, they were quite significant in a lot of areas, including adding Wario and Daisy to the roster of Mario characters. Since one of the islands around the Mushroom Kingdom is a desert island, this could potentially be the home of Daisy, better known as Sarasa Land. We really like the idea for the potential doors it opens up. Not only could Wario be the villain here, but this could lead to a potential Wario Land or WarioWare spin-off movie that we would like to see. Maybe Luigi would get a love interest with the introduction of Daisy, and maybe we could even work in Waluigi into the plot somehow. Although, probably not. He'll just be forgotten, again. Another plot from a game we could see being implemented is Super Mario Sunshine. At the time of its release, Super Mario Sunshine was the most story-based platformer the series had seen, featuring voice acting and cutscenes which garnered a mixed response. Regardless, the setting of the game received a lot of praise, as well as the introduction of characters like Bowser Jr., Toadsworth, Flood, and Petey Piranha.
Mario?
A Mario Sunshine based film would be a great way to reintroduce those elements to the big screen, as well as giving us a variety of new characters absent from the first film. Plus, we really love the Super Mario Sunshine location, so we'll say that we really like this idea. The only thing keeping us from saying that we love it is, as much as we love Super Mario Sunshine, its story was not one of its stronger points. Check out our Super Mario Sunshine Good to Evil video over on YOSHI'S if you need an elaboration on that. That said, the film could use this to its advantage by poking fun at the ridiculousness of the story, which could potentially work if done right. If anything, it'd be a great excuse to see Isle Delfino on the big screen, which is very tempting. On top of taking the story in a new direction, a follow-up film could also experiment with animation by becoming a Paper Mario movie. If Puss in Boots: The Last Wish taught us anything, it's that the animation in a sequel doesn't have to necessarily be consistent with the previous film. As such, a Paper Mario movie could be a great opportunity to experiment a lot more with the visuals and open doors not achievable with the original film's style. Not only that, it would be really cool to see elements of the Paper Mario series thrown into the plot, which could range from Bowser getting the Star Rod or Mario facing the Shadow Queen. We like this idea overall, but we don't think it's likely to happen. Nintendo and Illumination would perhaps rightfully see this as too big of a diversion and possibly an odd choice given Paper Mario is a side series. The only reason we can't say we love this idea is that there is the outside chance that the film's plot could follow Sticker Star's story, which is not something that we would want to see. But real quick before we get to our last entry, if you're a fan of video games in our usual Spectrum formats, make sure to check out our gaming channel YOSHI'S. We make video game good to evil videos, sentencing videos, and more, and we'd love to have you all check it out. Link below. Our final Mario movie sequel prediction today is that it'll involve the cast throwing a party. The popularity of the Mario Party games is well known, and this could definitely lead to some fun gags and sequels, whether that be the focal point of the film or a quick reference. The party format may also be a way to fit in references to classic party movies like Animal House, albeit in a G-rated format.
Which one of you jokers goes by the name Mario?
It's me!
We do think there is some potential for jokes here, but we have to say that we don't like this idea. The concept for this has pretty much been done already with Monsters University, which was far from Pixar's best outing. We think it would be great to see Mario Party referenced in a sequel film, maybe with a single scene dedicated to it, but to make a whole movie out of it would be a bit ridiculous. But let us know in the comments section what sequel predictions you have for the Super Mario Bros. Movie series. Make sure to hit that notification bell and binge our other Super Mario Bros. Movie videos. But most importantly, stay wicked.